Good morning, everyone. It's Penelope, the village witch, which I am. Good morning. It's Monday. I hate Mondays because I have to get back to work. But I was just dreaming about Monday or work before I got up this morning. I was like, "Are you kidding me? That was a nightmare." But I really need to get back to work. It's really important. So I stopped at the doctor today. They're going to give me, you know, an update on whatever I need. So, what I wanted to talk about today was a no spend January. We got a couple of weeks and we can get prepared. Now, preparing for my no spend, what will I do? I will focus on dog food, cat litter, and necessities. Now, when you do a no spend, it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy bread, milk, eggs, or my pets' needs, or things that we need. Now, being a couponer, I don't need toilet paper, paper towels, personal items, laundry needs. I don't need those. Don't need cleaners. So, I'm really good on that. Um, but when I do a no spend, what it means is I only buy absolutely what we need, and we live out of our freezers and we live out of our pantries. I'm just saying, you can get creative. Now, when I do a no spend, what I do is I focus on casseroles, stews and soups, and big meat dishes. And what I mean by big meat dishes is like a pork loin, cook that with some potatoes and some other vegetables, and it's like a one pot meal. And the reason being is because number one, it gives you lots of leftovers. And number two, it gives me something to take to work for lunches so I don't have to spend any extra money. And I am still doing what I do as far as taking leftovers for lunch. So, January, you have 4 weeks of January, but in the beginning and in the end, both of those half weeks equal 1 week. So I did it as 5 weeks because I want to make sure that I have meals for every day of those weeks, the whole month of January. And I've already done my inventory. I've done my inventory in this big freezer, small freezer, and in my pantries. So I know what foods I have. Now, like I said, it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy milk, bread, eggs. It just doesn't mean that. So, this is my menu and how I did this. Okay. So I did it week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what I did for week 1 was pork loin with macaroni and cheese and a vegetable. And the pork loin is going to last, it's a pretty good sized pork loin. I'm also going to make a meatloaf and I'm going to make mashed potatoes and a vegetable. And then I will make some sort of soup and sandwich. Those could be canned soups and a grilled cheese sandwich, or it could be a soup and a pulled pork sandwich. But these will feed several days, plus give me lunch food. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at something, and normally 3 meals a week, you'll get leftovers, plus you'll get lunch food. So week 1, pork loin with mac and cheese and vegetable, meatloaf with mashed potatoes and vegetable, and soup and sandwich. And like I said, the sandwich could be a pulled pork sandwich or a grilled cheese sandwich. Week 2, I'm going to do tuna casserole and a chicken stir fry with rice, and I'm going to make tacos. Week 3, beef vegetable soup. This is a huge pot of vegetable soup. I'm going to make my chicken hot legs with macaroni and cheese and a vegetable. And I'm also going to have cheese conies that week. Kind of like a break. Kind of like a fast food craving kind of break. Week 4, I'm going to do another pork loin. And I'm going to make potatoes and vegetables with it. I'm also going to make a breakfast casserole that week. I've got some Ore-Ida shredded potatoes in my freezer. And I thought, wow, I could make a sausage, egg, and cheese, and tater, and onion. Man, that really sounds good right now with peppers, and just make a really good breakfast casserole. And I also put in fajitas. Now, it can be steak fajitas or chicken fajitas. I didn't really corner myself, or I could make fajitas out of the pork loin that I'm making that week. Yeah. Now, week number 5, I've got lasagna with salad and garlic bread, Szechuan chicken with rice and vegetables, and soup, beans, greens, and cornbread. So, it doesn't sound like a lot of food, or maybe it does, But these 3 meals a week for those 5 weeks, and I'm calling it 5 weeks, will feed us every night as well as give me food for lunch. I should have no problem with that. And I have a lot more food than just those. So I am going to make sure that I have all of these ingredients, which I know I do. And each week, what I will do is take an inventory again, just to make sure that there's not that one little thing that I need. Maybe I need an onion, because I do need to get some onions. But onions I can find fairly cheap in those little packs for 99 cents at Kroger whenever I want. Potatoes, I have plenty of potatoes. So I think we're good to go. Now I'm going to show you something. Yesterday I had a big dinner. We had our Christmas dinner here, and I made the ham. I made a Mountain Dew ham. I made macaroni and cheese shells. I made cranberries, fresh cranberries with apples. I also made sweet potatoes. I made crescent rolls, and I made this. And that's all that's left of my green bean casserole. This is mine. Now, green bean casserole. I'm telling you, think outside of the box with green bean casserole, because, green bean casserole is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good stuff. Think outside of the box when you make your green bean casserole. This one I put also with my green beans, onions, and I julienne spinach. Okay? Normally I will put fresh mushrooms in there. Sometimes I will even put almonds, slivered almonds, or some sort of really thin sliced nut in there as well, with my cream of mushroom soup. Now, before I put my French fried onions on the top, I put a layer of cheese and let it bake for a little bit. Just one little layer of cheese. I prefer to put a white cheese in there. Sometimes I put cheddar cheese. Whatever cheese I have open in my refrigerator at the time is the layer of cheese that I do. Now, then I put my French fried onions and let it bake even further. But this time, not only did I put the French fried onions, but I put some French fried jalapenos, which you can find in the same way that your onion toppings are. And I'm going to tell you something. This might have been one of the best green bean casseroles I've ever made. It had really good flavor, and everything just melted together. It had a little bite. I never make green bean casserole just with the green beans, mushroom soup, and onions, ever. Because why? Add to it. Make it richer. Make it even more tastier. So that's my tip about green bean casseroles. Do whatever you want to it. Don't make it just bland and like have it on the box, or say on the can, or whatever. Because green bean casserole can be really, really good. Okay, so I'm also sending out 2 Penelope boxes today, one for Tamara Lancaster and one for Jamie from Jamie's Life. I think that's about it for Monday, other than going to the doctor and going back to work. I gotta get back to work. So you all have a great day, and just get through Monday, right? Bye, y'all.